Homecoming week, always a celebration and a chance to see familiar faces blend with the new arrivals. A Saturday filled with pomp and pageantry, alumni, teams, community, and wrapped up with a football game. This year, the Greyhounds of Fort Scott, the Reivers coming off a last-second scare in Week 2. What would Week 3 bring? We'll find out in the next half hour. The Coach Stroh Show is coming up next from the studios of CBTV 17. From the studios of CBTV 17 in Council Bluffs, Iowa, this is the Iowa Western Football Coaches Show. I'm Jake Ryan, joined by the head coach of the Iowa Western Reivers, Scott Stroh. Well, Coach Hutchinson certainly came to play in week number 2, number 7 ranking, and the bullseye continues to grow in week 3. What did you cover in practice leading up to the game against Fort Scott?
Well, really the biggest thing is I felt we didn't play well at times against Hutch. Part of that was Hutch is pretty good, and I don't think we played to our potential, but really focusing on the fact that we need to improve in some areas, and that was really our goal, is control what we can do, and whoever the opponent is, if they're 0-2, 2-0, it don't really matter. We just need to improve on what we need to do.
Well, the Greyhounds come in for homecoming 0-2, the Reivers 2-0. So here come the highlights from Titan Stadium in Council Bluffs, rolling with the dark sales unis, and the guys look excited with those new dark matte helmets. Pretty cool look, Coach, and you start off right away. Kai Loxley starting in honor of his late brother Miko, and the first pass of the game right into the hands of Vincent Perry, a first down for the Reivers.
Yeah, it was a good start. You know, Kai was ready to roll and came out firing.
He certainly did. Nice catch by Anthony Turner, getting the inside position down the field. You're inside the red zone and a first and goal.
Well, it's kind of the first way we wanted to start, is kind of try to get a fast start, and I think we did that. And I think.
And how about the will of the team right there, pushing him in? I thought he was down back at the 4, but the pile just keeps moving. It's 6-0 and then 7-0 Reivers early on.
Yeah, and on that one, I thought the same thing, that he was down, but they kept him going.
Mackay Sargent, as the Reivers continue to roll, drive number 2, big play, and then Kai to Taj. Touchdown right at the end zone there as Taj Telfair gets the start. Banged up Reivers, and Telfair making the most of it. Here's another play where they jump, and how about this catch by Anthony Turner, contorting the body along the sideline.
Well, it's good to see Taj get his first touchdown, and then Anthony's just having a heck of a year. He's really going up and getting the football.
And one more time, how about it again? Kai to Taj. Doesn't have the same ring as Tay to Taj, but it still sounds pretty good. Taj Telfair, 2 of the first 3 touchdowns for the Reivers.
Well, again, really good. Taj is really talented and just really starting to come into his own.
Elijah James with the quarterback sack for the dark side. And then, well, you get the ball back again. That's good sportsmanship there. Hey, get up, buddy. You'll be okay. T-Boy White rips off a good run here for the Reivers.
Yeah, I mean, when you get up, you're up 14-0, and we kind of kept it rolling.
Now, did you give Tyler Horseman a little bit of a hard time on this one? Makes a 2-footed grab inbounds after he dropped the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's good to see him hang on to that and get his first catch, and T-Boy scampering in there.
27-0 Reivers as T-Boy scores that touchdown. Little pitch out. Guess what? Nowhere to go. Raekwon Chapman missed initially, gets up and makes the tackle coming in from the backside.
I'll tell you what, our defense played really well. It didn't give them any room in either running or throwing.
And then Kurt Walding into the ball game. Quick pass to Vincent Perry, and nifty run by Perry after the catch. Gets down again inside the red zone.
Again, I think we got them. They don't know what's coming. We're running it and throwing it, which is a good feeling.
Mackay Sargent, he's got some touchdown passes, but he's a running back, and he proves it there as he scores on the ground. Mackay making it 34-0 Reivers.
Well, I'll tell you what, when the momentum's obviously going and our guys are playing with a lot of confidence and didn't give them any life.
Jabari Myers on that defensive stop. And then how about Desmond Lockett here? He was a little dinged up in practice. Sneed decides to go over the top, and guess what? Desmond right there, bad choice. And that brings the end of the first quarter, 34-0 Iowa Western, and then back to it in the second to start things off.
Well, I'll tell you what you said, in the first quarter, everything's going, and it's good to start off in the second quarter to kind of keep it going.
Kurt getting out of pressure, dumps it off to T-Boy White. And how about this tackle right here? T-Boy was going for 6, and a nice tackle there by their linebacker.
Yeah, you know, and Kurt got out of trouble and found the check down, and here's a good one to Joe, kind of stepping up in the pocket and making the throw.
So you get the field goal, settle for the field goal, and then interesting decision here, a fumble on the 1-yard line, and you'll take back over. That's a pretty good swing of events there. You're up 41-0 or 37-0, and then you get the ball at the 1 and you give it to Mackay Sargent, and he just keeps moving those legs, holds it over the goal line. They call the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, that and like I said, we're not giving them any breath or any life, and just putting them away.
Drew Dostal, first start. It goes Graves, Pollard, finally Malcolm Lee coming up with the INT, and then the first play afterwards, Anthony Turner on the sideline. He makes the grab. You have to talk to your boy Colton there, who was waving it incomplete. Wrong team. Jacob Zachary, he comes in, third string running back. First touchdown of the day for him, second of the year for the Reaver.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I mean, and in this game we're getting a lot of guys some playing time, so it's good to get them in early.
Tavon Cox all over the ball with some help from Jabari McDonald and Kyle Hemby, and then Deshaun Quinn getting after it, giving chase, and Fort Scott's just going to chuck it away to get out of trouble.
Well, we kind of got in the backfield most of the day.
And Kendrick Davis, you got to talk to him about his catching ability on the sideline there.
We didn't give them, like I said, they had no time. The quarterback didn't get any rhythm at all.
T-Boy getting some rhythm. You hand off to T-Boy. How about some more T-Boy? He, again, a very nifty runner. Look at the footwork of T-Boy White.
I'll tell you what, he can make the guy, if you give him a little bit of a crease where he can hit it, and he makes
this is my favorite one right here.
Yeah, makes those second level guys can miss if he has to.
Eddie Ogamba with the field goal. Reavers continue to pile it on. How about piling it on defensively? Alex Perella in the backfield along with Colton Dinsdale. And then again, the Reavers coming with the pressure. They brought in their backup quarterback, and there was nowhere to go for him. And then a long field goal. Is Hunter Pinniger your guy that's going to be the man that kicks the long ones?
He kicks the long ones. He's got a really strong leg, and it was good to see him hit that. I think it was 47.
One last chance for Fort Scott here in the first half, and well, it pretty much went like the remainder of the half did, as they get a little bit of forward progress and then just a swarm of black jerseys and black helmets, and you go into the tunnel at the half 57-0. It's a heck of a score. We will check out the highlights from the second half and find out what the coach thought of that first half performance when we come back. Still 30 minutes to play. More of the Coach Stroh Show right after this on CBTV 17 and the Reaver Sports Network.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the the sun, wake the sun.
From the studios of CBTV 17 at Catonsville Center on the campus of Iowa Western Community College in Council Bluffs, this is the Coach Stroh Show. 57-0 at the half. Obviously, the game well in hand. Did you feel like it was kind of 2012 again, where you're having the same kind of talks of that team? They were oftentimes well ahead of the opposing team at half. The starters knew that they weren't going to get many reps. The second teamers knew that they probably weren't going to get that many reps either. With that kind of lead, I mean, I know it's a good thing to have, but it's also detrimental as well.
For sure. I think the positive thing is at some point down the season, the 2s and 3s got to be able to play, with injuries and things like that. So the more reps you can get them early on is beneficial. The downfall is our top guys need more reps. Yeah. They need to get better in some areas too. So, and they're trying to get film. They're trying to get recruited. Obviously the score, we're not going to try to run it up on anybody and just because we're playing. So it took a little bit out. I mean, in the second quarter when we're trying to ride the clock a little bit already, that's I don't think it's fair, but at the same time, I mean, we're in that situation. So I thought our guys handled it pretty well, though.
Yeah, long season ahead of you. Best to stay healthy. Let's check out the highlights from the second half. 57-zip Reivers, and, well, here we go for those second half highlights. The opening kick into the hands of Fort Scott as the darkness begins to fall. Not many night games, but I did hear, Coach, that a lot of people enjoyed getting to go to a night game. A lot more festive atmosphere, let's just put it that way.
For sure.
Fort Scott will go right away, and they put their starting quarterback back in. In fact, a lot of their starters back in. Fake the dump off, and then the run by Sneed. Spins off, and this is one of the good plays of this drive for the Reaver defense. He's frustrated there, and they end up punching it in for a touchdown on the rush. And that was not shocking, but it was a little bit surprising that they just marched on down.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit disappointing from the fact that we came out after halftime and they just marched at 75 yards down the field. And I think we got to do a better job coming out regardless of the score and just being ready to play.
Colton Wilwarding out of Glenwood into the game. Hands off to Jacob Zachary. Now on the second play, he'll throw. Good chance for Wilwarding to throw. First completion as a Reaver right there to the outside to True Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get Colton. Colton don't get a lot of reps during the week, and so it's good to see him make a few throws. Jacob getting some good reps here.
Yeah, more of number 44 as he rumbles down the sideline, and then he tiptoes through the tulips, Tiny Tim style, into the end zone. Only score of the half for the Reavers right there. That makes it 63 as Eddie Ogamba missed the extra point for the first time this season. That was a bit of a shock.
Been kicking it pretty well, but it was a good march back or answer, I guess, to their score.
So next time Drew Dostal wants to be a wide receiver, you tell him you had two wide open interceptions that you should have handled. He gets his first start. And how about this one from Pinnegard? Gets it off the bounce and then pins Fort Scott inside the 10-yard line. I believe down to the 6 is where you finally scoop it up. That was a heck of a punt by your kicker.
I think so. Changing the field position. I think it was a 60-yard punt with the roll. So anytime you can change it like that, that's huge. Make them go 95 plus.
Elijah James with a tackle. Kalen Jennings there. Again, they're trying to move it. How about Dominic Quiwan? He gets in the backfield and records the sack. More of the Jacob Zachary show coming up. 23 carries, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day. Again, just a big bruising back. Reminds me a lot of Anthony Anderson and Rodney Coe.
He does, actually. We got to get him to run a little bit lower with his pads and deliver some of that blow. He's not going to be out running guys all the time, so he's got to mix it up a little bit because he does have decent vision and decent speed. If we can get him to run lower, and we'll even be better.
T-Boy White ending the third quarter with a nifty run. High snap to Wilwarding, and he looked like he was trying to make something happen. Did you talk to him after that play?
I did, and we talked in meetings, and he kind of just chuckled at it, but I mean, he knew, that's why he kind of ate it.
Josh Wagner coming up. He likes to hunt quarterbacks. As you see Noah McWell there. Here's Wagner, big number 94. That was a mistake, maybe going back into that pile for Sharp there, number 3.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's really good to see these guys making some plays. The D-line, we need these guys. That's where you can win with depth up front.
A lot of pressure coming. They throw again down the field, but this one's well overthrown. More of the Jacob Zachary show, and we saw a lot of number 44. That's pretty much what you've got to do. I mean, after Zachary in the backfield, who do you have at the 4, 5, and 6? I mean,
right now we don't have anybody dressed.
Yeah.
And we're talking about that. This week down the road, we're trying to rep a wide receiver this week probably.
Nice run by Colton here as he pulls it back out of the belly of Zachary into the red zone. And, well, I mean, that's pretty much does it. Final score 63-6. You go to 3-0 on the season. Had to feel pretty good to get out relatively unscathed. I know Vendetti was cramping up a little bit in the game, but he's okay. So game number 3, and you go into a tough road game this next week, which we'll talk about coming up. But a good win on homecoming.
For sure. You know, like I said, it's always good on homecoming to be able to get everybody in, their parents are in, or as many people as we did get in, you know, parents and family come to the game. So it was good from that standpoint. And like I said, I thought our guys played extremely well.
A pair of road games and then the bye week, which you can never get enough of, that's for sure. The bye week coming on October, actually September 30th, first weekend in October is when it'll be here. But we've got a Butler to talk about, and we have got Coffeyville to talk about the next 2 weeks. So with that in mind, we will step aside. IWTV student Riley Martin will talk things over with a guy that caught his first 2 touchdowns as a Reaver this week against, well, the Fort Scott Greyhounds. We'll talk all about that when we come back. You're watching the Coach Stroh Show, and it's right here on CBTV 17 and the Reaver Sports Network.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
At the Council Bluffs Recycling Center, we're proud of the effort our community makes to help keep Council Bluffs beautiful by participating in our curbside recycling program. Here are some tips to make sure your recyclables are accepted. If you're confused about plastics, we can help. Numbers 1 through 5 plastic food and beverage containers are acceptable. Usually the recycling triangle and the number inside are located on the bottom of containers. Items we don't take include numbers 6 and 7 plastics, styrofoam, or bags of any sort, although we encourage recycling plastic bags inside local grocery stores. Please be sure to check the calendar in our annual mailer or on our website to find out what items will be picked up each week. Blue Week items for your curbside bin include paper, cardboard, and glass containers. Green Week items for your curbside bin include plastic food and beverage containers, tin and aluminum containers, and tin foil. Thank you for helping us keep Council Bluffs beautiful.
The Coach Stroh Show continues here on CBTV 17. I'm IWTV student Riley Martin, along with wide receiver Taj Telfair. Welcome to the show, Taj.
Thanks for having me.
So at the beginning of the season, you weren't getting in the game a lot, and then you had a key injury to Singleton. You get in the game. How do you get ready for that?
I mean, there's no certain way to get ready for it. You just got to step in and do your job. So that's just what I wanted to do, and I wanted to prove to my coaches that I could actually play. So.
All right, so this is your first year in college. You're coming fresh out of high school. What experiences were your first college homecoming like?
It was pretty cool. You know, scoring the first touchdown, listening to the crowd and all that. That was kind of fun for me.
Yeah, you talk about that first touchdown. What's going through your head when you're going up for the ball and you bring it down and you're in the end zone and the crowd goes crazy?
I did it, finally.
Yeah.
You know, when I jumped up to actually catch the ball, I was just thinking about bringing it down.
So what do you think about the new dark sail uniforms you guys got to wear?
I like those.
Yeah.
I like the all black. Makes us look tough.
All black definitely does that for football teams. What was the transition from high school ball to college ball like?
It's totally different. You have to know that, like, coming in, you're not going to start because there's plenty of other people out there that's just like you. So you got to work for your position, and you got to battle for it. And basically, yeah, that's all.
All right, and when you're stepping up to a different level, obviously quarterback play is going to be a lot different. What has it been like transitioning to quarterbacks who maybe putting the ball in places where only you can go up and grab them, or places where they want you to make the play and you can't?
I mean, it's different. You just got to go out there and play, and you got to play to the best of your capabilities.
What about your game this year do you think has improved the most here at Iowa Western?
My route running. My route running has definitely improved. Like, as a big receiver, I'm not always sharp with my routes, so I just like focus on breaking down and coming out of my breaks faster and swifter, I guess.
Who do you think's attributed to that the most?
Definitely Coach Q.
Coach
Even
Q.
though I don't want to admit it, but yeah, definitely Coach Q.
What about Coach Q keeps you focused and like ready to improve your game?
I don't like being yelled at, so he just yells, and then I'm just back to it, and like, yeah, it's just on and off.
So looking forward to Butler. How are you guys getting ready for that, and specifically, how are you getting ready for it?
Lots of film, just like key terms and stuff, focusing on like different coverages, different matchups, and like which matchups we can exploit, and just going from there.
All right, and moving on to maybe some more things just about Iowa Western. What's your favorite thing to do on campus, or favorite place to go on campus?
My favorite place to go would probably be the Calf. I like eating.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I don't really have a favorite thing to do, but I guess you could say just chilling in my room.
There you go. What is your favorite place to eat in Council Bluffs?
I haven't been to many places, but Pepper Jack's is pretty good.
Taj, thanks for joining us today on the Coach Stroh Show.
Thanks for having me.
He's Taj Tailfair, wide receiver for the Reivers. I'm Riley Martin. When we return, Jake and the coach will be back to wrap up this week's show. You're watching it on CBTV 17 and the Reivers Sports Network.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home just in case. Why would you do that?
Probably okay isn't okay. Call a cab, a car, or a friend.
Good choice.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
We're back on the set of the Coach Stroh Show at CBTV 17 in Council Bluffs. I'm Jake Ryan with the head football coach of the Iowa Western Reivers, Scott Strohmeyer. Well, you're back on the road this week. It's perennial power Butler, 4-0 against the Grizzlies in Iowa, but 0-1 in Kansas. And it was a stinging loss a couple seasons back, the worst loss in program history at the time, 40-7. Just didn't play well in that game under the lights. And the Grizzly fans, they don't like the Reivers so much. So I would imagine that you'll be getting more of that festive atmosphere this week again.
For sure. It's a tough place to play. And, last year they came into our place and we weren't, we were 0-2 and we took it to them pretty good. And the year before, in my time here, I don't know if we've been physically dominated as much as we were in that game 2 years ago when we were there. Yes, we had some injuries at the quarterback position, but at the same time, now we got to see if these guys can't rise to the occasion. It's going to be a great atmosphere. They're good. They're well coached. And we got to be ready to go.
Now, you've talked about it before. You like these kind of games because it's two well-coached football teams, and you've really got to be on your toes to make those adjustments.
For sure, because we know it's kind of a chess match. They're going to make we go into it having a pretty good idea what they're going to do, but they're going to throw some wrinkles, and as we are as well. So it's really got to prepare your kids for everything and kind of see how they play and respond to those situations. I think the biggest thing is that atmosphere, nice stadium, they're going to have a good crowd.
Yep.
And, our guys up to this point have responded well in those situations, so we'll see if we can have another good road trip.
All right, and one last question. Obviously, Kai got the start, performed great. How's he done this week in practice so far?
Well, he's done well. Obviously, you go through a loss, a brother, you lose a brother, and but I think you would have never guessed. I know he was dealing with some stuff, and it's more of a he wouldn't let you see it. You know what I mean? He was focused last week. I think he just got back last night, and I'm sure it's been a tough weekend for him. But I talked to him over through text while he was gone, and everything seems he seems to be in good spirits and ready to move forward.
All right. All right, Coach, thanks again for your time. This week, kickoff comes to you at 7 Saturday night. We will precede that with This Week in Reaver Country at 6, followed by the RSN Countdown to Kickoff at 6:30. I'm Jake Ryan. We will talk to you Saturday. Until then, we thank everyone involved today, including Coach Strohmeyer, also wide receiver Taj Telfair, Riley Martin, and the hardworking group of students here at CBTV 17 and the Iowa Western Media's program. Remember to wear your blue, be loud, and go Reivers.